Hello and welcome back to another episode of the News You Missed, the video game news show that seeks to recap all the major happenings of the video game news that you might have missed this week. We're going to be talking about Jeff Keighley confirming that Activision Blizzard won't be a part of this year's nominations. We're also going to be talking about Congress enacting laws to prevent scalping of PlayStation 5s, and we've got some unique and interesting Nintendo Switch news. If these stories sound interesting to you, stay tuned and we'll get right into it. I want to begin with thanking everybody who supports me over on Patreon and everybody who just supports me watching here. I really appreciate that I can run an unbiased video game news show and that I don't have to feel like I have to sell out to sponsorships. So thanks so much. And I'd really like to try and get these videos consistently at a 5,000 to 10,000 view rate. I think that would be a great thing to shoot for by the end of this coming year. I want to begin the news with Domino trying to lure in new workers with a chance of winning a Nintendo Switch. Now listen, if they said, if you work for us for 6 months, we'll give you a free Nintendo Switch, I could see that. That's not exactly a great deal, but I could see that. But a chance to win one? This is pretty low tier for companies. Most companies are offering bonuses. Even McDonald's I've seen offering $500 to $1,000 sign-on bonuses. Pretty insane that they're pitching a Nintendo Switch to their employees, but hey, I guess it's better than nothing, right? Paper Mario is coming to the Nintendo 64 Switch Online expansion pack. That's going to be December 10th. I love Paper Mario. I recently ran through it on stream. I enjoyed myself. I argue between myself on if this one or the Thousand Year Door is the better Paper Mario. This one's the more traditional Paper Mario, though Thousand Year Door is fantastic in its own right. Everybody should play the original Paper Mario. Again, a lot of people are arguing if this is a good value because it's just Paper Mario and not any other games right now being added, but I would like to point out that if you try to buy this game and a Nintendo 64 on eBay, currently you would pay a lot more than an entire year of Nintendo Switch Online. So not exactly a terrible value, and if you already have the online service, then enjoy. A modernized Panda GameCube controller has hit Kickstarter and instantly smashed the goal. This thing is crisp, beautiful, looks elegant, and is exactly something that I would use on a daily basis. Would you do the same? You let me know in the comments down below. Walmart is now having a new Nintendo Switch bundle for $2.99 starting December 3rd that will include a carrying case and 12 months of Nintendo Switch Online. This is great to pick up for somebody who doesn't have a Switch, but please note it is not the OLED version, which does confuse me because this would be perfect for somebody who doesn't want to take their Nintendo Switch out, but it includes a carrying case. It's not like you couldn't take it. The original Switch still works great as a portable console, but now we have the Nintendo Switch Lite and we have the OLED version, which both push taking your Switch out more than keeping it at home. So regardless, you get this membership for free if you buy this and a carrying case. The Switch update is out. Now we're on version 13.2.0. If you want to know all of the details, it's mostly a stability update, but yeah. In a recent poll, gamers have voted the Nintendo DS as a console they'd like to see make a modern comeback, which makes me think that in the future there's absolutely going to be a Game Boy Classic and a Nintendo DS Classic. And I'd go so far as to say I think there would be a Nintendo DS Classic before a Game Boy Classic. I think the generation that is coming up right now into adulthood is at the point where they would like to see DS games. I really do. So I think that going backwards and going with something that resonates greatly with nostalgia for fans who grew up with a Nintendo DS would be something that Nintendo would do and they would push as an initiative. We literally just came off the 3DS about 5 years ago, being the flagship for the modern portable console for Nintendo, and to say that they wouldn't make a DS Classic is insane. I mean, it's a possibility that it would never happen, but I do think that it'll happen, and it'll happen sooner than we think, just for the simple fact that a lot of people would buy it. We're moving right along to Xbox Live Games with Gold for December, and we have The Escapist 2, Tropico 5, we have Orcs Must Die, and we have the insanely twisted Shadow Planet. Now, I've played all of these games, and I gotta say, the insanely twisted Shadow Planet is a fantastic game to play. Really enjoyed that one. Out of all of them, I think that's the best and most unique game here. All of them are pretty good. If you've played the Escapist 1, you know what the Escapist 2 bring to the table. Tropico is a very big simulator game, very similar to SimCity, and Orcs Must Die is just a traditional action-adventure type of RPG, somewhat. So you guys are gonna really have a great time if you like those genres genres with the Xbox. We're gonna move along. Halo Infinite's head design says he feels everyone's pain with the multiplayer progression. That's why they've updated, and the update goes something like this. If you play your first match, you get 300 XP towards your rank for your first match, then 200, 200, and 200 for the following matches, and then it gradually goes down for the day, and it resets every day. So now that this is in, I'm going to play a bit more. 343 Industries is listening to the feedback from Halo Infinite players and will add new PvP modes by the end of the year, including Fiesta, SWAT, and Free-for-All. I'm surprised Free-for-All is not already in there, but hey, it is what it is, right? So apparently players have started communicating via teabag to exchange like weapons and understand things. The teabag dancing is what it's referred to. This is freaking hilarious. This is something that happened in the original Halos back in the day with Reach. Things like that absolutely occurred, and it's just funny to see that an actual news article is written on this. I mean, come on, guys. What's the universal sign of peace in Minecraft? Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers will also get a bonus to Halo Infinite content every month, though the first drop's going to be December 8th. It's nothing special. It's like an XP bonus boost and a gun skin, which is green, so I don't think that's a compelling reason to get Game Pass. So Democrats are announcing a bill that's aimed to stop bots from buying up all the PS5s and graphics cards. Basically, what it says is that depending on the situation, if you're an individual and you're caught running bot scripts, you will be fined and penalized a certain amount of money, and you could potentially face jail time for doing such. Now, you could say that they could make enough money to pay the fine easily and that it wouldn't really matter, and that's something that could happen and occur, and I think it would be very, very difficult to figure out who's actually botting and buying all the graphics cards and PS5s. And also, this really goes against capitalism. People should be able to buy whatever they want with as much money as they like. Capitalism in its nature. When the government gets involved, it stops being capitalism, and the market and the economy are affected. Now, should people allow this to continue to happen? No. Stop buying PlayStation 5s and the scalpers will go away. The PlayStation is reportedly set to launch a subscription service to rival Game Pass in spring 2022. This is going to include game streaming. It's also going to include a library of classic PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games, and it's going to combine PlayStation Plus with all of the PlayStation services that they have going on. It is a 3-tiered system that's speculated in this article, with the most expensive tier adding game demos and all of that stuff aforementioned. And the least expensive one would likely just be the free games that you get monthly, being able to play online. So again, games as a service, ladies and gentlemen, what an era to live in. Speaking of free games, December's PS Plus lineup has been confirmed. Godfall Challenger Edition for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Mortal Shell for PlayStation 4, and LEGO DC Supervillains for PlayStation 4. I've not played any of these games except for the LEGO one. You know LEGO games. If you love LEGO games, then you're really going to enjoy this, and it's great to get it for free. I've never played Godfall, and I've never played Mortal Shell, but a lot of people are saying both of these games are fantastic. So if you guys enjoy them, let me know and let others know your experiences with them. Hey, have you ever wondered what Sonic would smell like, and if you wanted your house to smell like Sonic? Well, your dream can come true now. There's a candle company out there that's producing Sonic candles. You can also have your house smell like Amy or Tails. So unfortunately, also, Fall Guys have announced that the Nintendo Switch version won't be released this year. They put out some details on why. It's kind of a low-tier game right now compared to a lot of the trending games, so this is a big blow to their company more than anything else, and that sucks for people who really like Fall Guys and want to play it on the Switch. Battlefield 2042 has leaked some skins to the game, and this is weird, man. So apparently Santa is one of the skins, and a lot of people are talking about how weird it is, but it's also not really weird at the same time, because in Battlefield, you really, in real life, you really can't jump out of a jet, shoot the jet with a bazooka, and parachute to safety. You know, there's a lot of things that you do in Battlefield that is very unrealistic, so why does it matter if you can kill Santa Claus? Genuinely, I find it to be very, very weird, because you're taking a childhood hero for a lot of kids, and you're saying, here you go, you can kill this childhood hero now. And like, I mean, X-Men even has a comic where Santa is a mutant, and man, he's a powerful mutant too. But it didn't kill him, you know what I mean? Take-Two has submitted a trademark dispute against Hayes Light Games claims It Takes Two because the title includes the words take and two. And I don't think they're going to win in court, honestly. I think Take-Two's going to lose this one. I think they're going to take a big L. So government officials are pressuring Activision Blizzard and are now threatening the company's profits. If you guys, again, didn't know, Activision Blizzard has been covering up a lot of sexual scandals, a lot of sexual harassment, a lot of sexual assaults, and again, the CEO threatened to kill somebody when it was uncovered. So there's a lot of bad stuff that's been happening over at Activision Blizzard, which leads me to the Game Awards stating that they aren't going to take sides on the Activision fallout and they're just going to focus on the reveals, which is pretty insane. I understand that position as well. Obviously, Activision Blizzard aren't Nazis, but what they were doing was pretty fucked up. And for Jeff Keighley here to say that he's not going to take a side is insane, which ended up pushing him to actually make a statement on Twitter and several statements defending his position and saying that he's not going to have Activision Blizzard as part of this year's show outside the nominations. There's no place for abuse in any company or any community. And that's great that he said that, but that's probably what he should have said from the beginning instead of saying he's not going to take a side. So regardless, he fixed his position to say that he doesn't support abuse of any kind, but it still looked bad in the beginning. Does that make sense? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap up this episode. I want to invite you to subscribe today, become a maverick, have your own opinion, have your own thoughts. Don't ascribe to these giant big websites and their narratives because they have some terrible stories out there. Make sure you like and share the video, let other people know I exist, and hopefully you'll be back next time for another episode of the News You Missed. Until then, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for watching.